bought his new car 3 days before that. And he was just riding around in his car. He said, Mom, I'm going for a ride. And they killed him. They killed him.
In this round, here's Charles Big Angry Adams.
That lament, and I feel sorry for that. Was Dexter Reed's mother, the woman whose son was shot, I think 94, 96 times by police officers, shot at 94, 96 times by Chicago police officers. The Chicago Civilian Office of Police Accountability, the COPPA, is calling for those 5 officers to lose their badges and their guns. There are plenty of people, all the national news media is showing pictures of Dexter Reed graduating from high school, looking like a young saint. People are questioning everything. Well, why did they stop him? If you look at any headline, there is no mention of the fact that this young man shot an officer in the arm and shot his gun 11 times. That's why he was shot at 96 times, because he got pulled over for having his tent too dark and having his not wearing a seatbelt. Well, the seatbelt was the reason for the stop. And then as they approached, his tent was dark. They were demanding that he roll down his window, and instead he shot the cop, shot 11 times, and he got killed. That's what happens. And this is why the Chicago crime situation is unfixable, because the liars in the media and the dishonest lawyers and the idiots that are all saying, they're just a good young man. He just got a new car. He was just out riding around in a city where it's illegal for him to have a gun in the car, and he shot a cop. That's what happens. You get killed. And if you didn't get killed when you shoot a cop, the cops didn't do their damn job.
Well, Charles, let me say this to you. If it is true, and I have yet to see the real body cam footage.
Let's watch it.
Because I really want to see it, to be honest with you. Because it appears that something must have went dead. Look how they approached this car. They got the gun in their hand.
Well, they asked him to roll down the window, and he didn't.
So you pull out a gun? You pull out a gun?
Well, it's a good thing they did, because he had a gun and he shot them.
They didn't know that then. They knew that.
That's the whole point. They have to be safe. They're running away.
Charles,
he's running for his life.
Approach a young black man for a seatbelt violation or a tent violation and approach the car with a gun.
You're right.
But then when you say
roll down your window,
they wanted a gunfight.
They
wanted a gunfight, man.
Yes, that's
He's
what.
pulled over for a seatbelt, and you approach the window with your gun in your hand. You wanted to kill your nigga.
Let me know when
That's
you're
exactly
finished.
what
Let
it was.
me know when you're finished.
96 shots.
Let me know when you're
That was
finished.
overkill, man.
Okay. What happened is they affected a traffic stop in one of the most crime-ravaged communities in America, where black people, cannot live their lives. They
like
cannot
you give a
live
damn how
their
we
lives.
live.
See, you're just being a bigot again.
Like you care how we live.
They can't live their lives, right? They pulled him over for a lawful reason. They approached him, told him to roll down his window. He refused. Why? Because he had a gun in his hand.
So you pull a gun out?
Well, when they're not following your directives.
They said they couldn't see in the car?
When you're not following directives.
So they pull their gun out?
Yes, you do.
Not your taser?
They didn't point at him.
Not your taser?
Well, thank God they did.
But you pull out your
because
damn
that
gun,
little bastard
and
started
you point
shooting
at the window?
And here we are. You know
that
what?
young man was scared. That young man was fighting for his life.
Oh, poor baby.
Now, let me tell you
poor
something.
Baby.
We sick and tired.
Who's we?
Of being pulled over black people.
You criminals?
Being pulled over.
Right, because it's not black men.
For traffic violations.
It's not black men generally.
And you come to the car with guns in your hand?
Well, that's not what happened.
That's happening too much, Charles.
They pulled him over. He refused to roll down his window.
So they pull out their guns and put it out the window.
You know what? They have to be safe.
Come on, man. Stop, Charles.
No,
you're a former cop.
Okay.
Would you have done that? Would you have done that?
Possibly, depending on the situation.
No, you wouldn't like that. You know better, Charles.
No, the truth is that they had every right.
96 times.
Okay, but you know what? How about the first shot? How about the cop
This
running
was
for
a
his
seatbelt
life?
violation.
How about the cop? No, it wasn't. Once he pulled out his gun and
over
shot at him.
for a seatbelt violation.
You're right.
And so why approach the vehicle? Because now you don't like the tent, and he's not rolling the window down fast enough.
No, he wasn't rolling it down at all.
You pull your gun out and point it at the window?
They didn't point it at him.
Yes,
Why?
they did.
Why are
they
you
pointed
lying?
at the window.
No, he actually pointed it down.
Charles,
and he had trigger
these
safety.
white
he
boys
did everything.
wanted a gunfight.
How do you know the race of the officers? How do you know the race of the officers? You're just assuming. You saw one hand. There were 5 of them.
I saw the one run.
Right.
That was
and he was Latino. What you like to do is lie. All right,
Charles,
and you are the problem. You are why America is not fixable.
Young black men
because when
over a seatbelt traffic violation stop, man.
Here's the thing.
And then pull out a gun when you approach the car.
Cornell.
That's too much,
Here's
Charles.
the truth. that if it was a white man that did that, you would be like, hey, he got what he deserved. That white man got killed.
Black cops are not killing white men in traffic stops.
That's absolutely not true. In fact,
black cops are not killing white boys in traffic stops.
In fact, officers are more likely to use force against unarmed white men than they are against unarmed black men.
That's an absolute damn lie.
I know you're a liar.
You must have bought them statistics from the Klan.
No.
You must got the skinhead emailed you them statistics.
I know numbers scare you. I know you don't get them
some white line numbers.
I know you don't want any truth in this room.
Absolute white folk line numbers
there. You can just make stuff up. But the truth
96
is,
shots,
this guy, 11 shots. 11 shots at the police.
He was afraid for his life.
How?
They approached him with a damn gun and they pointed to the window, Charles.
They approached him, walked up, and asked him to roll down his window. He refused. One of them took it out and put the gun down there. And thank God they
were looking for a confrontation.
You know what? That's one criminal. That's one attempted murder that we don't have to hold in a prison for 30 or 40 years. Of course, in Chicago, he'd have got a hand slap.
How many young
he would have got
men
released
who had no
bond
weapons in
and no
traffic stops were murdered by white cops?
And you know what? That's horrible.
Who had no weapons
and that's horrible.
and was murdered by traffic stops.
That's horrible, but the truth is...
So should we start killing those cops? Should we kill those cops?
The truth is that you want to talk about stuff other than this situation.
No,
and
man.
if the roles or the races were reversed, you'd have a different opinion.
But
I
that's
wouldn't
the
have a
problem.
different opinion.
It ain't never
I'd
been
have
reversed.
the same. That's absolutely
in America,
not true.
This racist police
And you're
departments
the
in
problem.
America,
You're
white
the
folks
problem.
don't suffer that abuse
That is a
at the
black
hands of
police
racist
department.
cops. We
that
do.
is a department that has been led by African Americans for many years. You just make stuff up.
Just because you have an
make
African
your
American
living
figurehead,
tearing America
the majority
apart.
of your
And the
officers are
truth
not
is,
black.
Chicago has an incredibly diverse police department.
But the majority of the officers are not black.
But it ain't enough, right?
Charles,
here's the truth.
Too many young black men are being murdered and killed by cops in basic, simple traffic stops.
It ain't murder.
And most of them are unarmed,
It
Charles.
ain't murder when you shoot at the cops. And you're the problem. The media's the problem. If we had real conversations.
Maybe that was self-defense.
Here's the problem.
Maybe that was self-defense.
Here's the problem.
You walk up to the car and pull your gun and point at the window.
You conflate Samir Rice and Philando Castile, two innocent men killed by officers. You conflate them with the Michael Browns and the Dexter Reeds of the world.
And
you're the problem. You need to have an honest.
Name more than that.
I'm sure you can. But you can't name all the people like Dexter Reed that had brought it on them, that are out there trying to gun down cops and kill people, and that are making black communities in America a goddamn hellhole.
He wasn't committing crimes.
Hey,
no, white folks made the ghetto a hellhole.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And put black people in it.
Whitey
White folks made the ghetto a hellhole and put us in it. And then put your damn slave
are not responsible for your behavior. Dexter Reed isn't responsible.
Take them racist slave catchers to your neighborhood.
Take them
to the white neighborhood.